Order the following whole numbers from smallest to greatest, and we have these as the list of the whole numbers. So one of the aspects to recognize is place value. So if I take this number here, 8653, I've got to remember place value. These are the units or the ones, tens, hundreds, and we have thousands. And to solve these kinds of problems, the best thing to do is to organize the numbers vertically and put all the numbers into their place values. So all the digits go into the correct place value. So for the example, this one here, this becomes 8635, 8563, and 8536. And it's important when you do this that you are keeping all of these digits in their correct place values. From this point, it's basically a case of starting from the leftmost place value, in this case it's the thousands, and just going through each of the numbers, each of the digits, and seeing which one's the smallest, because we're going from smallest to greatest. So with the thousands, we can see it's 8, 8, 8, 8. So they're all the same, so that actually doesn't help us. But then we just go one place value to the right, or in the hundreds, for example, and we're trying to identify the smallest digit, the smallest face value. So we've got a 6 here, a 6 here, and a 5 and a 5. So in terms of identifying the smallest, these guys are out. These guys are out. It's between these two, okay? And then we just go over to the next place value, the tens in this case, and we're not worried about these guys because they are already out. We're worried about the next two. So we have a 5 here and a 6. So it's a 6 and a 3, so a 3 is smaller than a 6. So we now know that the smallest number is this one. And we also know, because it was a battle really between these two, that the next smallest has to be this. And then it's a battle between this number and this number. Now we know that they both had 6s in the hundreds place value. So we go over to the tens, and we're looking for the smallest, remember. So that's a 5 and that's a 3. So we now know that this comes next, 8635. And we know that this number, 8653, was the greatest. And if you look through these numbers in the order, you can see 8, then we have 5, so these are even, 6 of these are bigger, so these are even, then a 3, which is smaller than a 6, so this is correct. That becomes a 6, and then we have these two numbers with a 6 in the hundreds column, so they're even, and then that becomes a 3, or then next is a 3, and then a 5, and we know that 3 is smaller than 5, so that's correct. So this is the correct order from smallest to greatest. As another example, we've got this one here where we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers to sort from smallest to greatest. We've got 547, 7,454, 475, 7,544, and 75. So again, a really good idea is to write these numbers down and put them into clearly identifiable place value columns. So let's just start with the first number, okay? And it should be 547. Then I've got 7454. Now start from the units so that you get them in the right place values. So 4, 5, 4, 7. So this 7 here is in the thousands column. 475. So start from the right. Just get everything in the correct place value. 7, 4. So that's that one. Then we have 4, 4, 5, 7. And then we have 5 and we have 7. So those are our numbers. And then again, it's just a case of going down the place value columns. We've got 2 7s here, so those are quite large, so let's ignore them for now. Down here we've got a 5, a 4, a 4, a 5, and nothing. So this one is definitely the one to be looking at. It's the only one with nothing here, and effectively a 0. The 0 is smaller than 5, and a 4, and a 4, and a 5. So we definitely know that 75 is the smallest. That's the smallest one we've got. So let's go back we're looking for the smallest, remember. So these guys are out for now. Let's forget about these guys. We're looking at this one and this one. So it's a battle between the two. This is a 5 here and a 4 here. Now we know 4 is smaller than 5 in the hundreds column. So the next smallest number has to be the 475. And then the next one, since it was a battle between these two, has to be 547. And then we go back to these two. We haven't used them yet. They were both large numbers. They both had digits in the thousands place value column. So 7, 7, and then the next one is a 4 versus a 5. So this one is smaller than this one. So put them in the right place value column. So 4, 5, 4, 7. And then this one, 7, 5, 4, 4. And that's the correct order from smallest to greatest.